Hey, Ja, you know I know what you're talking about, man. Something about the situation seems type familiar, though. See, I know the type of girl you're talking about. She never sweats, but she still work it out. Lord knows that she can feel it in some jeans. And when she moves, she be blessing the seams, yeah. It's like I already know her. Isn't it the girl that made me lose my composure? I thought she might have been an illusion, but when I saw two, I realized it was her damn sister. The girl that I'd been talking to had a damn sister. Hey, I could be a fan sister, but tell me, is she good like you or the bad sister? I mean, damn sister. I wonder what we should do now. We could be a fan sister, cause we could never be your bride. So fine, sweat. Sure tastes good to me. Could I be your lover? Not your friend, but your sex machine. I'll need you in every way.
Thank you for tuning in to Bars and Verses, Intoxicating Rhythms for the Soul. I am your host, Benita. Let me tell you a little bit about this show, since this is the first time that we're on. I love music, and I love real music. I love artists. I love people who create just for the sake of creating. I love people who love what they do, and that's who you will have conversations with here at Bars and Verses. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be with you one Friday a month, at least, to talk with different artists. Most of the time, these will be vocalists, sometimes musicians, sometimes spoken word artists. But what we can promise you is that you will meet someone who you will be intrigued by, and we certainly hope it will inspire you to run out and purchase their music. So enough about me. Today I have a good friend with me on the show. I have to say, he doesn't know this, but he is one of the reasons that I have been so inspired and so motivated to promote artists who come through the Richmond area where I am and artists elsewhere also. My guest tonight is, as I said, he's a true friend. He's an amazing talent. He's a super gifted artist, singer. He brings back that music that touches your soul. So without further ado, I want to bring on my friend, Jarrad Anthony.
Peace.
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me today. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak for a moment.
Well, Jarrad, when we started the show, we were playing Damn Sister. So before we talk about what inspired you to do that song, I want to talk to you about you as an artist, because I know you, and I want the world to know you, and I know you're multifaceted. You do so many things. So in the brief conversation that we're going to have, we're going to try and cover a little bit about a whole lot of what you do.
Okay.
I want to talk about Jarrad, the artist.
Word. Okay.
All right.
The artist.
All right, so where did he come from? I mean, when did he get started? Who is this dude?
Music for me is a form of expression. So, I first began, I guess, writing songs and playing around with the keyboard. When I was about 13. I actually started writing songs when I was about 10. I started writing songs to Sega Genesis games. Sonic the Hedgehog had some really dope instrumentals, so I was using those to do the music and record my vocals on a cassette recorder with the music in the background. So that's kind of where it started. My first recording experience, and then migrated up to a karaoke machine, and then to more complex recording equipment. But from Richmond, Virginia, which, Virginia has an incredibly rich music history in and of itself. And, just looking to not just contribute to that tradition, but just find opportunities to, be a continuation personally of that tradition with, the things that, I'm expressing, in my own outputs.
Mhm. Well, you know what's funny? We have something in common. I thought it was just me. When my kids would play video games and I'm supposed to be doing laundry, I find myself grooved into the cells of the video game. So at least I am not alone.
Hey, and now the games have gotten it's gotten even better, you know? I mean, back then it was straight Casio keyboard sounds. I mean, now they got live drums and all kinds of sounds in these video games, so it's serious.
It's probably an industry to record the music just with video games.
So kids listening out there, you don't need a producer to get started. Just turn on your video game and use that instrumental.
Exactly. So, when did you record your first album?
I recorded my first album back in. Woo! I want to age myself, you know.
Yes, because we're not that old.
That's right. Yeah, when I was 3 years old back in 1996. No, I'm just playing. I released my first project in 1998, which was actually a single called So Divine, and I followed up in 2000 with an album called The Dream. That was my first full-length album. That album actually never came out commercially, but it was released as it was downsized, released as an EP out in the UK, and that was my first experience with some type of, success, if you will, some commercial success in the music industry, because, we obtained some chart positions out there, and we're able to make a nice little splash on the vinyl side. So that was the first release. Do you want me to continue on with the chronology, or is there another question?
Because I want to know, we sometimes, we're on the outside looking in, it looks easy. We see these people throw out an album, or now, they just throw something out overnight almost. Now, you are an independent artist, and you can tell us what that means. So how was it more challenging in the role of an independent artist versus, somebody that we hear on the radio every day?
Well, I think the difference is in the organizational structure. And actually, I was just having this conversation like 5 minutes before this interview started with a friend of mine. When you are coming from a situation where you're a major label artist, there's an entire team that's built around you. You have a person that's dedicated to radio, a person that's dedicated to video, a person that's dedicated to your photos, to, your branding, to your bookings, to your advertising and sponsor relationships, whatever that is. If you're an independent artist, you're doing the bulk of those things yourself. Maybe there's one or two other people that you can really rely on for those tasks and responsibilities. But that's the primary difference. The other difference, which is also primary, is that when you're talking about that team from a major label or some larger entity, the difference is going to be financial, because somebody else may be cutting that check. Whereas if you're an independent artist, you're cutting that check. And not only are you cutting that check to invest in your business as an artist, but you're still trying to maintain just living day to day as well. So there's a serious balancing act that you really have to maintain. I mean, it's not for everybody. And sometimes people can see an end result. They can see an album out, not really knowing what goes into, not just putting that together from a production standpoint, but the production is really just the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whole secondary component, because once you produce that record, you still got to, market that record and make sure people buying it so you can make the money back that you spent producing that album, and then continue to support yourself as well. So that's the difference.
And so even after you get it all produced, you have to still do the legwork and the groundwork in promoting the project.
That's right. One of the things I always say is that, any independent artist who's been moderately successful can be CEO of any Fortune 500 company, because you certainly have to be incredibly tenacious, you have to be incredibly creative, and you have to, develop skill sets in a lot of different areas to make sure that, you're going to be effective at what you're doing.
Well, I'm gonna say you are more than moderately successful, because I think I told you this one night. I was up late watching a movie on Netflix, and I dozed off on the movie, but as the end credits were playing, I recognized the song. I'm like, wait a minute, that's my friend Jarrad. So who can say that they have music on some soundtracks? So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Another thing about being an independent artist as well, and this goes, I mean, whether you're independent or major, whatever your situation is, it's about relationships too. A lot of opportunities do come out of relationships. So you have to make sure that you're always, humble and personable and thankful and, just making sure you're engaging. Just because you got dope music don't mean that, you can just utilize that, as your calling card. And a lot of times people will work with you because they like you as a person, because there's a lot of good music out there. So I've been fortunate enough to just build some great relationships and just have some wonderful people and friends that I know that when opportunities present themselves, they'll give me a call.
That's a real good lesson. I just taught my son that an hour ago. I had a computer crisis, and the guys fixed it. They didn't charge me anything. We talked about the value of having those good relationships in place. And, you said a lot. And also, right now we're still caught up on social media. We don't reach out and touch all the time. But,
right.
Those relationships sometimes are built when we do actually reach out and touch and support each other and be at each other's projects. So I certainly try and do that with you, and you do the same. So I appreciate you for that. So when we came on air, we were playing Damn Sister. Now, that's one of my favorite J.A. songs. So tell us the inspiration behind Damn Sister.
Mm-hmm. I think I lost like the last 10 seconds of what you said.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was saying, tell us your inspiration when you wrote Damn Sister.
Oh, Damn Sister. Oh, it was pretty simple. I was living in Chicago at the time. It was summer. I was walking through Hyde Park, going to the grocery store, and every time I turned around, it was like, damn, with all the, beautiful women out there. So I just came back home and wrote Damn Sister, Damn Sister. I just picked up my guitar and sat in the windowsill and it was pretty easy. I mean, that song kind of wrote itself. Thank you, ladies of Chicago. I appreciate it.
So how long were you in Chicago?
I lived there for about 3 years.
Was the music scene, I don't want to use the word easier, but, I'm from Richmond, so I know how things are here. But was it easier, with your style of music there than it is at home?
The interesting thing is when I lived in Chicago, I had a pretty heavy focus for my first couple of years really in the rock scene there. So I wasn't even really, driving into the soul scene. I was doing a lot of experimental music around that time in my development. So I'm not going to say it was easier. What I will say is it's way more progressive, and pretty much every single night of the week you can go somewhere and play and generate some income. The disadvantage, if I even would call it a disadvantage, is the fact that a city like Chicago, even though it is a major megatropolis, is isolated. It's in the middle of cornfields. So, you have all of these phenomenal artists, groups, bands, musicians who are in the middle of the country with no direct access to anything else. So it's a lot of cats who are in Chicago that nobody's ever heard of who are really like legends waiting to be heard, But if you notice, everybody that comes out of Chicago ends up blowing up real big. Earth, Wind & Fire, Shaka Khan. You got musical legends that come out of Chicago. They go to L.A., and next thing you know, they're icons.
Mm-hmm.
Common,
Well, you're going to put Richmond on the map for that, so.
Well, D'Angelo already put Richmond on the map. I mean, we got a legend.
Oh, yeah.
We got D'Angelo. We got Mad Skills. We got Trussell. We got Lonnie Liston Smith. I mean, we got legends. We got Jerome Braley.
No, you know about Trussell. You're not old enough to know Trussell.
I know Mr. McGee,
Yeah, my son's guitar teacher was a member of Trussell.
Yeah. We got legends here. We got people coming out here that are incredible.
Well, what can we do just as consumers of music, I should say? What should we do, to try and support what you are doing, people like you are doing? What can we do more of?
We can, one, buy the music, and two, go to the shows. It's interesting that, even for me, the things that I've done, And they've been, I mean, for what, I don't know if there's much more that you personally can do, Benita, because you do a whole lot. But, you know, and spread the message out there, you know, if everybody goes out and just, you know, buys a copy of the CD and tell somebody else, then you won't have situations where you have artists who is from this area and their albums are sitting on the shelves in their hometown, when in other cities, the artists in their hometown, they're going to sell out within the first week. And you got more albums being sold in other areas than in their artist's hometown when they're telling everybody to go buy that record. So that's one. The other is come to the show, and I'm glad you said that, because that's a great segue just to kind of mention, you know, Saturday So Social, which is a concert series.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to play some more J.A. music, and we're going to come back and talk about the social. So we'll be right back.
Cool, perfect.
If you're the parent of a child with behavioral challenges that has been suspended, expelled, or just not able to make it in a traditional school setting, there is an alternative. Call the Metropolitan Day School today. Licensed and accredited grades K through 12. Call 804-321-2595. Financial assistance and after-school programs are available. Let's turn this school year around right now at the Metropolitan Day School, where Eagles soar. Call Ms. Thomas today. 804-321-2595.
This is Caprice Smith, your uncuffed living expert. I want to take a moment and speak to my women entrepreneurs. If you have your own business card in the name of your business, but you struggle when someone asks what it is you do, that is a problem. If you are not making money that's going to build your legacy and sustain your family, that is a problem. I invite you to hop on over to capricesmith.com, join my free newsletter, and while you're there, schedule your strategy session. I want to help you uncover some things that you should already know. I spent 20 years perfecting my craft, and I'm willing to share all of what I know with you today. If you're not living uncuffed, you're just not living. And if you're cuffed in your business, your clients will know that and they won't invest in you. So let's connect. Until next time, have an awesome day.
Hi, this is Benita with Off the Vine. Join us on Fridays at 3 o'clock for Fun Talk About Wine. This season, I'm going to put this little sommelier certification to work as we expand the conversation to talk about beer and spirits too. Meet more exciting special guests, and you never know just who may show up at the studio. Off the Vine with Benita on the May We Help You Radio Network, giving you something to whine about.
my side today. Feels like I'm gonna do something new. Manifesting lessons and power moves. Negative people stay away. No, just wanna get back simply what it gives. And I'm focused on my positive and the sun.
Join Strategy and Sean Grove for an amazing monthly movement called Motivate. Motivate is designed to bring you motivational speakers, artists, performers, and poets that will motivate, enrich, and inspire you in ways you've never imagined. So come out this Sunday, February 22nd at 6:30 at 10 Walnut Alley between 17th and 18th Street. For details, call 804-687-6054. A $5 donation will be taken at the door. If you are an inspiring speaker, artist, musician, there will be a mic available for you as well. And today is my lucky day because I get to chat with Jarrad Anthony. So, Jarrad, we were about to talk about the Saturday Soul Social. And before you talk, I just want to say, if you've never been to the Saturday Soul Social, you are missing out, and it is nobody's fault but your own. So it is an awesome event, and I'm looking at, because I could talk all day about the social. So, Jarrad, tell us about the Saturday Soul Social.
The Saturday Soul Social is a live concert series that's designed to feature independent soul artists from around the country. You know, we feature the best and brightest. We have we have not only artists, but we have, you know, a band that comes in and backs them, Jay Tucker and the crew, great band. DJ R. Sims is spinning music that you wish was on the radio but isn't on the radio. So if you come to social, you're going to hear music that you've never heard before, that you're going to be blown away by, that you're going to want to go by when you leave. We have giveaways, we got comedy. We just mix it up to really have just a great, wonderful time. Just any time that one is happening. Our normal schedule is the first Saturday of each month. This year, we actually just started our 5th season of Saturday Soul Social. It's going to be happening at Brickstone Grill and Lounge in Richmond, Virginia. And, you know, it's going to be really phenomenal this year. We got Angela Johnson kicking it off in March. We have other people coming out through the year. We got Grammy Award winner, what's the man's name? Tim. Timothy Bloom. Yeah, Bloom. Yeah. I had a brain freeze moment. Timothy Bloom coming through. There's been talks of other artists, you know, coming through for the Saturday Soul Social series this evening. I don't even want to really talk about it, but I mean, just incredible artists. The bottom line is this: if you come to a Saturday Soul Social, if it's an artist you've heard of, or if it's an artist you have not heard of, it is guaranteed to be an artist that you will be a fan of by the end of the night. And that's what it's all about. Once again, when we talk about supporting independent music and supporting these artists, this is one of those events for Central Virginia that does just that.
I'm going to tell you, how long have you been doing Saturday Soul Social? I don't want to get the number wrong.
We've been doing it 4 years. We're just starting our 5th year this year.
Now, you know, that's a testament in itself. You know, I'm from here. There's not a whole lot of projects that have the lasting success that Saturday Soul Social has. And, you know, you've been patient to let it grow organically. Mm-hmm. And it's an amazing event. You know, I have been introduced to so many artists and their music, you know, through your project, through Saturday Soul Social. You know, a lot of them are now my Facebook friends, so I kind of follow them and what they're doing across the country. You know, it's a true experience, you know, and, you know, a lot of times we always want to know somebody. This is a good time to know people because the artists, you know, you could sit right next to them, you know, bar, while they eating a sandwich and they'll talk to you. You know, it's not pretentious. You know, everybody's just down to earth and really cool. It's a phenomenal atmosphere.
Look, you know, we had, in July last year, we had an artist who is heralded internationally as the king of independent soul music, Eric Roberson, Grammy nominated, has sold hundreds of thousands of records independently. And we had him at a Saturday Soul Social special edition. And one of the things that I spoke about when I was bringing him to the stage was the fact that it is an intimate experience with those artists. You know, if you were in another city, a D.C., or New York, or Atlanta, then you would be far away from the stage. There is no, you know, go up, touch, talk to, hang out with that artist. But at the social, you're right here. It's up close. It's personal. It's in your face. It's interactive, and it's just an awesome night for everybody who gets the opportunity to come out and just share in it.
Yeah, and as Jarrad said, you have comedians, and it's just very interactive. You can't leave. I don't know how a person would leave the social and not say they had a good time, because it's something for everybody.
Yeah,
and
that is the key.
The DJ, they give away prizes. They'll play a few bars of a song and expect somebody to guess what it is. And people like me, we just scream out songs, not even close to what it is. We just scream out. But it's this great energy. I love it. Now, how much is it to come to the social?
The next one is March 7th. It features Angela Johnson, who is an international award-winning singer-songwriter producer. It's going to be $15 in advance. The tickets are available at SaturdaySoulSocial.com. It's $15 in advance, 5 free times. It's very inexpensive. SaturdaySoulSocial.com is where you can actually find tickets as well. We'll also be hosting a great organization, National Association of Black Social Workers, helping them with a fundraising campaign that they're doing for a scholarship fund. So if you have an organization, nonprofit, and you want to do some fundraisers, or you want to get do something creative just as a night to socialize with your constituents and your supporters, then, give us a call at Saturday Soul Social. Once again, www.SaturdaySoulSocial.com. All the contact information is there. Reach out. You can also call 804-404-2640. That's a direct line to my partner, Will Robinson. And we can definitely, just see if we can get together. I mean, we're interested in not just bringing the great music here, but just helping the entire community grow as a whole. I mean, that's really the synergy in this.
All right, and I'm going to just, stress to folks, please visit SaturdaySoulSocial.com and purchase your tickets in advance. These are not, what I liked about the social. They're not held in huge venues, and as you say, it's truly by design, because you want it to be an intimate experience and an intimate setting for the artist as well as the guest. So it's up close and personal. So it's very important that we get our tickets in advance, so we're in the space, because they tend to sell out. Some of them do sell out.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it gets really packed, and people do come to the door and say, "How can I get in?" And obviously, we got to deal with fire codes, and we're not trying to get anybody in trouble. So, make sure that you get those tickets in advance. Obviously, they're less expensive in advance too than trying to come to the door and you're guaranteed that you're going to gain admission. The great thing about the social is this. For the same show that you get for $15 in Richmond, Virginia, if you would go just 80 miles north of here, that same show is going to cost you $45. So, it's an incredible value. It's an incredible experience. And definitely, once again, just come on out, SaturdaySoulSocial.com. You can see videos. You can see past performances, past artist resumes. There's also links to all the artists that come through Saturday Soul Social. We maintain links to them on the site so people can go and listen to more of their music, support their music as well. It's about the entire movement. It's about the culture.
And if you have, I'm going to touch on the business side, because it's a great way for businesses to showcase who they are. I know maybe year 3, I was a sponsor, not because, I just love what you do, but, it also helps to promote my business, because you do a phenomenal job at, shouting us out, putting us on stage. I am stage shy, but I remember the night you made me come up there anyway. But, you've done a phenomenal job with businesses to help them grow as well. So how can folks get in touch with you if they would like to sponsor?
Yeah, for, businesses, the same way we work with other organizations, all you have to do, once again, if you contact us via the website, email, or you can dial that number, 804-404-2640. We can certainly give you information about sponsoring us and really supporting what it is that we're doing. I mean, we need the assistance. When it comes to Saturday Soul Social, it certainly is a outreach effort. It's not something that we do that we, at present make a tremendous amount of money on, but because I'm an artist and because I love independent soul, this is what we do. So, we need that support. We need that support. That support not only enhances the business, it enhances, once again, just the commitment to the commitment to the culture and just commitment to community enhancement. So, yes, if you're in business, not only are we going to take care of you, but you're going to have some great perks as well. So definitely, businesses, reach out.
Exactly. Businesses step up, because we can't expect something this good to keep going on if we don't support. So we are going to take one last break, and when we come back, I do want to talk about the foundation that you have. So we'll be right back after this commercial and a little bit more of music from Jarrad Anthony.
Hi, I'm Rita Ricks, host of Spirit Journeys Radio, and I'm pleased to announce that discussions in February will focus on your purpose. Many of my clients often ask me questions like, what is my purpose? How do I find it? How will I recognize it? These are certainly appropriate questions to ask when you feel as though something is missing in your life. My role as life coach is to help you to begin to identify what your true purpose is and what gifts you already have to effectively live your purpose. I have some wonderful guests willing to share how they view their purpose and what purpose means to each of them. You will benefit greatly from hearing them. So join me every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can dial 646-652-2512 to listen and chat. I look forward to spending February with you. And I'm Rita, listening to your spirit.
Are you frustrated, disappointed, discouraged with your life? Are you angry with God? What's holding you back from fulfilling your purpose? Are you struggling as a leader in ministry? Do you believe you have an end-time calling? If you answered yes to any of these questions, tune in to The Waymakers on MWHY Radio Network every other Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to support you. Join us to get the answers that will prepare the way of the Lord in your life.
Hi, my name is Letitia M., owner of May We Help You Network. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoying our host here on MWHY Radio Network. Please visit us online at mwhyradio.com and like us on facebook.com/MWHY Radio. Tune in to learn more about our hosts and upcoming contests and our TV programming that'll be coming to you soon. MWHY Radio, bringing together business, community, and you.
Somehow I know I found a treasure It's hard to describe, but I'll try it. Something like love. Something like love. Something like love coming on from me. Each day more feels like a gift. More time for heavenly bliss. I can't imagine what's better than this. You are the moon, I am the water. My tide comes in with every thought.
And we are back with Jarrad Anthony as our studio guest. So we just heard Jarrad's song, Something About Love. And one thing that he loves is to give back and to give forward. So I want to talk, Jarrad, I want to talk about the Virginia Black Music Foundation.
Yes.
That is your baby. That's your brainchild.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
tell us the mission.
So the Virginia Black Music Foundation is a nonprofit organization that myself and my partner, William Robinson, my business partner, have concepted. And really, it's an organization that's designed to promote and preserve, as well as bring awareness to musical genres that are indigenous to the African American experience. And we do that through, events, educational opportunities, workshops, things like the Saturday Soul Social, things like Virginia Heritage Music Festival that we did last year in Charles City. Just any opportunity that we can to bring awareness not only to the musical genres, but to the root of those musical genres so that it's not forgotten where they came from. That's blues, jazz, gospel, rock and roll. It's pretty much all music. All music is black music. And the thing about that is many artists from other cultural backgrounds will tell you that. Will say, hey, they got their music listening to black music, but black people don't always embrace all of their contributions. They might only embrace one, So, the Virginia Black Music Foundation is designed to bring awareness to the fact that, hey, we have all of these different ways that we express ourselves, even heavy metal in some instances. But all of the events and things that we do are designed to, preserve that culture.
Okay. Sounds good. So how do we get involved?
All right. So how do we get involved? That's a great question. So the first thing that we do is you go into the website, which is vbmf.org, and right now, all I'm going to say is you go onto the website and just kind of see what's happening. If you have an event that's featuring something that falls into the category, once again, blues, jazz, gospel, rock, anything that you think is going to further and enhance awareness of music that comes from our cultural experiences, definitely make us aware. We're going to put the flyers up. We're in the process of developing an event calendar as well. We want to make sure that everybody has awareness, not just Saturday Soul Social, but any other event that comes on that is promoting, this agenda. So go to the website. Just kind of see what's present, what's current. There's a brand new website that's going to be up in about 7 days, so just kind of keep checking back into the website there. For the interim, definitely come out to Saturday Soul Social. In about a week, you'll start seeing, some donation links on the site as well, so, feel free to, contribute. When you buy a ticket to Saturday Soul Social, a good portion of that is going to go towards efforts for Virginia Black Music Foundation because Jack Meg, who actually produces the social, is also, funding and donating funds to Virginia Black Music Foundation for those programs as well. For school systems, if you're interested in participating in some type of educational experience workshop, when our artists come to town, generally the artists that feature on the social will come in a day ahead of time. Definitely reach out to us. Once again, it's the same number, 804-404-2640. Same contact information as Saturday Soul Social. Perhaps we can figure out something to do, an education workshop, songwriters workshop, just talk about the music business and music industry, to some young people who might have aspirations to go into that as well, with some of these artists that are actually living that as a career. Reach out to us. Reach out to us. Once again, we want to make sure that every opportunity that we can to promote what we do, and once again, preserve our own cultural heritages and lay claim to it, that we're maximizing those opportunities. So
I love it.
That's what we all can do.
I love it. And I'll have enough on my plate. And so whatever, you need me to do, help organize, some educational workshop for young people, help put together a festival to raise awareness and, of course, raise dollars. Just let me know, because, I'm all in.
Yeah, and we're at the infant stages of the Black Music Foundation, even though it's something that we've been building for the last year. I mean, obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was Kemet. So, it takes time, to really, put all the pieces of the puzzle in place. But that's what we're doing. We're getting our infrastructure, together so that, we can make sure that we're consistent in the programming, that we can focus on the priority programming that's going to have the most impact. And we certainly want to, encourage organizations, companies, to support Virginia Black Music Foundation. If there's some way that we can, engage in your business to maybe, figure out a way to have a band that we support come and play in an establishment, whether it be an acoustic guitarist, whether it be a pianist, whatever the situation, maybe it be a quartet, whatever it is, let's find a way so that we can just keep bringing awareness to this thing that is Black music, which is all music.
I love it. Jarrad, thank you so much for being on the show with me today. This is the first show, so you took a chance with me. But I really appreciate you for that. Tell us, I know, you told us how to get in touch with you about tickets and information about the social. You told us how to find out information and to help out with the BBMF. Tell us how to get your music.
Getting my music is pretty easy. All you got to do is, if you got a Google browser, just put Jarrad Anthony in there, and it's going to pop up with the iTunes, the Amazons, with everything that you need. Go to your local record store. They probably have some of my albums in stock as well. Hopefully they're sold out, but it's a high possibility they're not sold out. So let's go and get them sold out. JARRARDANTHONY is the spelling of my name. Even if you put it in phonetically, it's probably still going to self-correct and give you Jarrad Anthony. So any, Jarrad Anthony music, make sure you get it, support it. I certainly appreciate it. And more so, even if you're not getting Jarrad Anthony music, just buy something that's independent. It doesn't have to be mine. Just make sure you support independent music, people who are out there, working hard every day, to make their dreams happen.
Well, we're going to do everything to make Jarrad Anthony sold out. That's what we're going to try and do.
Right.
So,
all right, let's do that. BK Music in Richmond, Virginia has several copies.
Okay. Well, we certainly go send folks there to try to make them have no copies. So
that's right. I want them. They should be calling the distributor to be like, "Hey, can we get some more Jarrad Anthony records?" That's what I'm looking for.
That's the goal. So I will see you next Saturday at Saturday Social, which is March 7th. It's at 7 o'clock, right?
7 to 11. At Brickstone, which is 9826 Midlothian.
Yep, 9826 Midlothian. There's plenty of parking, so Richmond folks who complain there's nowhere to park, that is no longer your issue.
Sometimes you got to go across the river to get that good parking.
That's right.
There's certainly plenty out there. Not only that, it's an incredible venue, great food, great service. It's beautiful inside. The chairs are nice and plush, so your back isn't going to be hurting. There's going to be a lot of wonderful, beautiful people that are on site, and Angela Johnson is going to be there, and that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. If you're not familiar with Angela Johnson, just go, guess what? If you're not familiar with Angela Johnson, go to SaturdaySoulSocial.com, and you can see her videos and hear her music right there, too.
And she will be on the show next Friday.
Yes.
So, well, again, thank you, and we will see you next weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I want to give a shout-out to my sister host, Ms. Erica Murray, for tuning in to the show. We will see you back next Friday with our Saturday Soul Social guest, Ms. Angela Johnson. So tune in next Friday at 2 o'clock for another phenomenal edition of Bars and Verses. See you next week.
Happening, intimate this gathering, you and me up on cloud 10. Oil's burning, 10, like it's burning, cloud 10. We just gonna dance above, girl. Cloud 10, we all alone, 10, 10. This is a private party, and we just gonna dance, baby. Just gon' dance, baby. Things that the lovers do. We just gon' dance, baby. Things that the lovers do. Lovers do the way that lovers do. Close your eyes now. Let your ears take you away, far beyond your working day. The weight is off your mind. Relax, let's enjoy our chemistry. Ain't that why you're here with me? Reminiscing again up on cloud 10.